Ayo, ayo, what's going on, YouTube? This is Mr. Polar Wolf coming at you with a new PC build overview video. Actually, the first one that I've made so far. I recently just built this rig over the weekend with help from my little brother and his friend. Huge shout out to you guys for helping me make it happen. Couldn't have done it without you guys. So let's get into the juicy specs, shall we? You're looking at currently a Corsair iCUE 7000X RGB lighted full-size tower case. It is made out of real glass and also steel. You have a glass panel here on the side. You have one on the front and on the top as well. This one on the side right here is actually hinged with a screw, so you can take that screw off and unbolt it if you would like, and it does open towards you. So you can access all of your hardware and power components on the inside very, very easily. Motherboard, RAM, video card. If you need to switch out anything, it's very, very easy and pretty straightforward. The front glass panel right here actually comes off, as well as the top one, with a magnetic strip. And it's actually a magnetic strip and clamp that goes on the top and bottom right here. And under both of those is a very, very useful silicone dust cover. So that ensures that nothing gets into your PC in terms of dust, bugs, mildew, anything that could potentially damage any of the components on the inside. The case itself came with 3 front-mounted RGB intake fans and 1 rear-mounted RGB exhaust fan right over the video card. And in terms of cooling, we have a Corsair as well, iCUE H150i Elite Capellix AIO system. It has 3 120mm fans mounted to the radiator for a total of 360mm. And it keeps the entire case pretty straightforwardly cool. I've never seen any of the processor temps go above 52 degrees Celsius, even in very demanding games on the CPU, so that's a huge joy for me. Upgrading from my last laptop, I had a bunch of temperature problems, so that gave me a lot of peace of mind. We are looking at an ASUS ROG Strix Z690-E motherboard, one of the newer models. And that is an i9 12900K Alder Lake processor on the inside. That processor is clocked at 3.2 gigahertz, opposed to the 12900KF, which is 5.2 gigahertz. I went with the 3.2 just because I didn't want all the problems of having to deal with more heat management and cooling management in terms of the KF, because it runs at a higher clock speed. So I ultimately chose the K over the KF. Again, I've never seen temperatures go over 52 degrees Celsius in any game that I've played currently so far, which makes me very, very happy. In terms of RAM, you are looking at 2 32GB sticks of Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB DDR5 RAM on 2 channels, running on 2 channels. It's RGB lighted. You can't really change the color pattern or specifications on it, which is a little bit downside, but nonetheless it's very, very fast RAM. It's clocked at 5600 megahertz. I actually plan on upgrading to 128 gigabytes of RAM here in the future, just because I like to do a lot of multitasking at once, and you can never have too much, in my opinion. Very, very fast motherboard and processor in terms of speed goes. And then once you get into the graphics card, we are looking at an ASUS TUF GeForce RTX 3090 Ti, and that is overclocked. This is an 11-inch card with 3 fans, so it is very, very large. It is an absolute beast. Personally, I have never owned a card like this, and I was a little bit concerned when I first put it together. I realized the fans on the bottom of the card were not spinning up in certain games that I like to play. However, upon further investigation, I saw that the fans do turn on depending on the type of program that you're using. So as long as your drivers are updated, as long as the car is installed, and as long as it's showing up in your taskbar with this little icon right here, your card is working properly. Currently, I have MSI Combustor running, and that is at 100% load. I've been running it for almost an hour, and the temperature has not gone above 72 degrees Celsius on the card. In terms of the CPU specs, most temps are hovering around between the 29 degrees Celsius and the 36 to 39 degrees Celsius range on all the cores, with an average of about 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. Currently, we are using almost 16 gigabytes of the RAM at 126 frames per second. This is in x16 tessellation. And also keep in mind, this is a 1080p processor, or my apologies, not processor, mind fart. This is a 1080p monitor, so the native resolution on it is not going to be as good as a 4K or 1440p monitor. Other than that, I am very, very satisfied with this build. It took a long time to kind of plan it together, but once I did, threw it together and knew what I needed to get, and I implore anybody who is thinking of building one in the near future or is in the process of doing so to definitely consider some of the parts that I have listed, which I will actually put in the description link down below if you wanted to check them out on Newegg. Other than that, definitely stay subscribed, guys. If you liked this video, please hit that subscribe button if you want to find and see more content. I'm going to be constantly updating on different types of benchmarks and videos over the weekend, and I'm sure I'm going to try to get on a schedule here soon where I can tell everybody when to expect content. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a nice evening. This is Mr. Polar Wolf signing off.